Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I just want to talk about a topic on just being positive and just being intentionally positive in your day-to-day life. Um, this is just one of many videos that I'm going to be making to discuss the topics of, self-development and being able to improve yourself as a person. Um, so personally, I am overall a very positive person, and I like to approach each day with a smile and just being pretty grateful for the things I have. And recently it has been really hard just because I feel like I'm so behind sometimes, and I feel like we always want to reach the next level in life, right? And what happens is when we do that is we tend to overlook the smaller wins. And I'm just telling you that the smaller wins add up over time. All the smaller wins that you've been accumulating on a day-to-day basis are going to compound, and they're going to pay off. It's those daily habits that you're making, going to the gym, working on some sort of side hustle, making money, you know being kind to others, showing up with a good attitude, a good positive mindset wherever you go, staying open minded. When you're out and about, are you giving people the cold shoulder, or are you, able to smile at random people, talking to random people? I think these are all good signs that you are confident in yourself and you have a reason to be happy because you are confident. And personally, I have struggled with confidence in the last year or so because I realized that I was surrounding myself with certain negative people, negative energies, and you start to realize negative energy is super, super important to block off. There are certain people, there are certain environments that can hinder your shine. They can basically take away from what you've built. And I'm not just saying this out of thin air. I used to think the same way, like there's no way that energy really matters, and you should just go out and just hang out with people and have a good time. But realistically, it's like, how do you feel after hanging out with certain negative people or being around a negative environment? Like, how do you feel afterwards? And I started to realize I would kind of feel like I was not doing myself a favor. Like, I'm not growing as a person hanging out with people that aren't on my level. And it just comes down to just your morals, your values, your personality. You're just, I don't know. I just feel like there's not a lot of people that I know that are genuinely kind, and try to treat others with respect and empathy. I just feel like that's so rare these days. So don't get me wrong, I've met a lot of people who are also super people oriented. They care about others, are super helpful to others, they lend a helping hand, um and they keep a positive mindset even though they were in the trenches. And I think that's just such an important thing to do, is even when you're in the trenches, what are you doing in those times? Are you letting yourself get into a downward spiral, or are you taking certain actions? Because you know I've had some moments where I got super depressed, in the sense that I'll get my work done during the day, I go to the gym, but I still feel kind of empty, and I would kind of not talk about it to anyone. And then I realized that this was a recurring pattern, and I remember talking to my mom about it, and I'm like, I just feel so lost. And that feeling of being lost is a sign that something needs to change, right? And sometimes when your actions aren't aligning with your character, your personality, and your values, there is gonna be lingering negative thoughts. So yeah, I think it's just so important to lean into that positive character that we all know that you have and I have. And I think it's just so important to recognize the beauty in the small things, recognize the beauty in failing and not giving up. I think that's really important as well. um I think just developing healthy habits as well, exercising almost every day, you know finding an outlet, a third space to express yourself or meet like-minded people. And honestly, like I've been struggling with that recently, but I know it's gonna get better. And it's just all about your mindset, you know? We're only gonna get like better and better as long as we're putting in some sort of work each day to get better. There's not a lot of people in their 20s, and I'm like 25. There's not a lot of people in my age gap that I could say are genuinely there for me. Like, you know, when you show up at your best self, you know, being a people person, being a kind person, sometimes people overlook that and think it's a sign of weakness and a sign that they can use you. But I'm telling you right now, like, don't let that get into your head, because the strongest people are willingly putting on a positive expression on their face every day, even if they're gone through the absolute shitholes of life. They've been done dirty by certain people. They've been done dirty by their closest people, maybe. Not even just people, but just people they've been really close to. Maybe they were treated so poorly at work. And I've been dealing with this stuff for so long, and you know, it gets to a point where you're like, okay, I could easily just be negative and think like there's something wrong with me. But dude, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing wrong with you. You have a gift and you deserve a lot more in this life than just negative energies 24/7. I want you to really think about that. Like, really think about like who you are. And if that means that you don't hang around a lot of people, if that means you're distancing yourself from certain people, let that happen. Let that happen naturally, and just watch your energy just outshine everyone else. It'll get to the point where you walk around in public, people are gonna stare at you like they've never seen someone before. Like they are thinking like, who is this guy? And that's exactly what happens when you start taking care of yourself and you start showing up with intention. You start walking around with confidence. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your head is up. You're giving people eye contact like you are the prize. And it's not coming out of a place of narcissism or an ego, but more so just coming from your inner child. Your inner child is coming out in adult form. And when we were a child, we were so carefree and confident, and that's because we had nothing to really lose, right? And when we're in our adult life, there's so many things that we have to worry about, but you have to be more conscious about putting in that childlike energy in everything you do. It's what's going to attract the right people in your life, and it's what's going to keep you moving in the right direction and not feeling so stuck. And I want to end off by saying that, like, it's really easy to try to be like a stoic person, and with being a stoic person means suppressing your emotions and, you know, pretending to be super like serious about things when maybe your natural personality is that you are unserious. You laugh at the smallest things. You find joy in the smallest things, and you're not just gonna be serious 24/7 to pretend like you're masculine or something, right? So I just think, like, don't believe these gurus online that are telling you to, yeah, just ignore people and just focus on yourself. Because, dude, I did that for a year and it was so toxic. It was so draining for my mind. I can feel my mind getting like I can just feel my head getting numb because I was pretending to be someone I'm not. So if you're someone that's like me, who's a people person, who's naturally like ambitious, bright, like bubbly, because that's how people would describe me, is they're like, you know, smiley, energy's different. I'm telling you to go all in on that. And that's kind of why I've wanted to make some YouTube videos, because I want to be able to share like things that I've gone through and share some tips that can help other people. But that being said, that's all I want to talk about. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to stay in the loop with my next videos, hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.